All right, hey guys, we're gonna do some artwork this morning. Give me a second here to check my signal, make sure the sound's coming through okay. I need some quick social media updates and then we'll get to work. So if you're familiar with the channel already, you can skip ahead a minute and I'll catch up with you there. I'm showing that there's still a loading screen or like, you know, starting soon sort of thing. Let's see if that goes away. It's not gone away yet, so I'm hoping that we start sometime soon. Typically, if I click 3 times, it'll... There we go. Click 3 times to let me know that you're safe. And... Okay, cool. I can hear myself, so that's good. So let's see. That's good to go, and... that's good to go, and then... That's good to go. All right, we're good to go. So... clack, clack, clack. My name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing games. I illustrate them. I publish them online. And I'm creating content for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. This is the cover to the book that we're creating, Crystals of Mabar. It's an adventure for characters in using 5e24 rules in the campaign setting of Eberron. Fighting necromancers, demons, undead, and stuff. Let's see. Almost done here with my social media stuff. There we go. Cool. Okay, great. And flipping over to here. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications when we're live in the future. Here's a list of a bunch of books that I've created on DMsGuild already. They all have free previews. Check them out. Discord community here if you want to support on Patreon. Bless you. Otherwise, here's a full playlist of all 435 episodes. And we made this book cover around episode 40. Today we're working on, we've completed the line art for all of the artifacts that we have on this page. So now, the line art. So now we get to colorize it. So colorize. Actually, what I think I want to do first is let's update this page because we need to modify it. There's a I'm sussing out the optional encounters in the underground facility. The underground facility here is the 16:9 format that we use, and I'm pretty happy with how the layouts here. I mean, there's a lot of central. All this open space is where maps and stuff go. So, and in these few pages, it's kind of linear. I might be able to shift like this column over to the middle so that we can use up this right-hand space. But currently, the way that most of this stuff is working, putting this particular section in the middle of the page isn't a bad idea. It's a bit repetitive, but excuse me, but it's not bad. So this is what I've been working on this past week, is getting all of this text to fit into these pages, and it does. I'm down to 2 pages at this point in these sections, but what I need to do is go down here. Let's kick on down to the end of the document here. Scroll past all the alternate plot hook stuff. Complications. Here we go. This is where I wanted to be. So let's zoom in here, and we had a kiln. We now have the anvil. There, the anvil of Rizia. I'm gonna hit save. I'm gonna file. Let's go to export. As a PDF. Huh. I don't want to create Adobe Acrobat. I just want to fucking create a PDF. Thank you. Jesus Christ. Let's see. This is page 98. Page 98 artifacts, and we'll go to options, and we go to current page, document, chunk. Publish. All right, so this should spit out a simple PDF. Thank you. And now we can close that and close that. We can file, open. We'll go to Crystals in the Bar, and we'll go to page 98. Artifacts. Open. Copy. Paste. There, we've updated our document. Now it's about to terrify me, but hey, everything's okay. Cool, so there we go. There, the Anvil of Rizia. We now have the Anvil of Rizia, and there it is, the Anvil. That was so fun to create yesterday. All this shit was so much fun to do yesterday. I love drawing. It's so fun. Okay, great. So, but we're not drawing right now. We're going to start painting. So, I guess, let's see. We're doing, there's a half, there's a half, there's a half. Let's, toss that all into the trash. Here we'll go line, and then color. Line that stuff up. Okay, cool. Now we're going to go fishing for some color references. Let's go with well, let's look up Donvi. See if there's any actual color that's associated with it or not that I'm not aware of. Because there might be a color. To manifestation of our planes, perfect harmony of border. Clear to find crops and farmers. The most numerous inhabitants of the plane. Greatest angels, mortal. For me, it's also superstitious to say that Eberron is more stable and Donvi is coterminous. There is no specific evidence of this being true. It's always remote. There is no effect, which would be balanced. That there would be no effect on it. Keith Baker suggests that on his website that Donvi incorporates all aspects of law and order in his plane, and that its inhabitants therefore may therefore include devils. Let's see. What moon? Eberron moon of Donvi. Moons of Eberron. Just give me the list. All 12 moons influence the tides of Eberron. Has the greatest impact is Iron Tier. Zerinter. See, the names have different. The moons have different names from the plane, which I think is silly. Where is list of names? Fine, let's do it that way. If there's specific colors to each moon, I want to incorporate those into the artifacts. This is why I'm doing this. Let's see. List of moons of Eberron. There we go. It has a color. The dark. See the item of bar is gray, a dull gray metal, or smoky gray. Here you go. Same. So let's I guess fetch all these things. Yeah, I guess we'll start at the beginning. How do we want to do this? Let's actually start over here. And, yeah, that's how we can do this. We can just pencil in the color for each. Yeah, that's how we can. Guarantee the perfect. Guarantee the storm moon. Where is the greatest effect in the planet's tide? Superstitious hold. Change the lightning. Is full. Bolts. Clear sky. Druid. Zarentir. I don't know what moon is associated with Zarentir, or what plane. It doesn't say here what plane is associated with. Boy. Okay, this is gonna take a little while for us to suss through. Plane of Eberron. What the fuck? Maybe this will tell us something. Probably not. Ascension Day. Storm Moon, associated plane. Kithri, thank you. Jesus. Storm Moon equals Kithri. That wasn't so impossible now, was it? Pearly white. Kithri, pearly white. Did not expect that to be pearly white. Cool. Finally, we found a way to suss this stuff. So Zarentir and then Ularun. Let's try the same search function. Art form, planes, moons, marks. Maybe this provides us a fast answer. Thank you, Olarun, Shabarith. Oh, what a lifesaver. Thank you. Pale orange. Huh, did not expect that. Yeah, okay. Olarun is pale orange. Cool. Okay, pale orange. Therendor, Irian, pale gray. Pale gray. Ire the Anvil, Donvi. Silver Gray. Silver Gray. Now we're into it, guys. We'll get there. Dravago of Lamania. Lamania is Pale Lavender. Next up is Nim of Serrania. Pale Yellow, Serrania, Pale Yellow. Of course it's pale. It's always, they're all pale. Includes Forbidden Knowledge, Zoriat. Larvion of Zoriat. Larvion. Dull white. And with black slit. Dorian. White. Dalcor. Zoriat. Let's see. White with black slit. Hey Fox, how you doing? We're doing color research here real quick. Rizia is Baracus. And Baracus is also pale gray. Therefore, Rizia is gray. Philanus is Ron. Ron is blue. Philanus is blue. Is it a pale blue? And Sephiroth Mabar, and this is a dull gray. Smoky gray. We don't need Mabar Smoky because we already have Smoky Gray integrated into that one, but we're short a few. I guess it's Dalcor that got its moon destroyed. Aerith is Fernia. Aerith, Fernia, orange red. That makes sense. And then Shadowfell, Duluth. Volt is Duluth. Volt is gray and pockmarked. I don't know how. I guess a pale gray is like a light gray. I guess that's what you say there. And Krya. Eberron, Krya, Lost Moon. Anything else? Do not know either the name of this moon nor its place in the sky. The Lost Moon. Let's see. The 13th moon, if it existed, vanished long before the rise of humans. Sovereign host, shattered. Moonspeak shifters. It's probably black. We'll just call it gray because we don't know what else to call it, right? Because everything's gray. X. All right. So now we have a basic color for everything. So we can look to Dawn V, the scales of Dawn V. We're going to use a silver gray. That's funny because I was thinking about using silver for the color anyway. So that tracks. So now back to work. So now we can look up, let's see, silver scales. We'll start that way and see what happens. Yeah, there we go. That was easy. Let's open image. Nope. That's let's see. That should be sufficient. So now we're borrowing color references. Scooch aside, Clyde. Thank you, very kind. I'll put you there. There. It's a basic, like that. I know I could do I could probably just click a fill button to just automatically fill this stuff in. But honestly, I like doing the manual work. This might be a redundant task, unnecessary, whatever. But I am mastering my craft by going through the motions of all the things that I have to do. So if I start relying on this process, if I rely on automated tools to do this process, then where do I stop? This is an odd line to draw in the sand. Very literal. I use warp tools and like select stuff and move and drag, and those are just mechanical tools on sculpting the art, sculpting the line art of the color that I'm working in. It's different from an automated tool that just autofills, because like I need to use those select tools to actually manipulate the shape of the art, and that's the purpose of it. Like a fill tool, a fill function, a color fill is it's not a tool. It's an automated process. It's different, and I'm being nitpicky about it because some things I consider tasks that improve my skill as an artist, and some tasks I feel take away from my ability to become a better artist. And a fill tool, a color fill, generally is going to fall into the realm of taking skill away from me, because this is an opportunity for me to become more familiar with the space inside the piece that I'm building. Like literally, like I'm filling in the space inside of the illustration. And when I get into color, integrating the line art into the color work and adding texture and additional detail, being familiar, having physical familiarity with the space inside the line art is what I need. So this is kind of pre-training me to better understand the illustration, that the process that I'm going through, to become more intimately familiar with my own art, so that when I color it, it will feel more natural to me. And that might be very nitpicky to some people, or they may feel they may not see the value in doing that. But this is my process. This is how the fill do. So Foxy, we had enough item redundancy that I just arbitrarily picked off some of the magic items from our inventory of Mega Dungeon magic loot to be able to afford the 1,500 gold for the plate mail that you needed, or that you put a request in for, and no one seems to be the wiser for it. There was like, we had like 9 shields, I think we no, it was like 4 and 3 different types of shields, and then like 7 spears. So there was a lot of spare magic equipment, magic weapons laying around that were all uncommon rarities. So they were worth 400 a pop. So I sold off 1 of each shield and 2 of the redundant spears, and that was enough for us to afford the 1,500 gold piece plate mail. So your plate mail is secured for when you build your next character. And it looks like we're getting Kyo back, which is great because I liked having a ranger in the party. I thought that was really fun. Plus, she's pretty fun. She's a good player, so I'm really glad to have her back as well. So we should be more like around 4 or 5 players per week once she reintegrates into the team. Okay, so right now we're just doing flats. So that's all the flats I need to do for this one. So I'm going to... there, thank you. Right, that's what I need to do. Okay, cool. So we're good for now on that one. And next we'll fold open Dalcor. We're going to grab, yeah, all of this. I'm going to call this line. I'm going to add another folder, and we're going to call it color. I'm going to take the line art and put it above the color. We're going to take the color. Now let's go find out what color is associated with Dalcor. Dalcor is X. And so let's look at the reference we already have. Hey, buddy. Well, they don't have a moon, so let's just give ourselves a moon. Well, yeah, let's just, got a bluishness going on here into green, into off green. This is a wooden frame. Where's that metal? Where's that stone? That's stone. Interesting. Okay, let's go with these bells over here. This feels like a good space to be in. I like that. Let's go with this color. Here's a good mid color. Here's a good highlight, and here is a good shadow. So this is, let's grab a lighter bit here. There we go. Wait, I've got a thing in the way. Blom. Let's get that out of the way. There. Hey, Raul, what's going on? Cheers, my dude. Let's grab... the reference here and pull it out of the way. All right. We'll go like this. go. I could cut, paste, copy, repeat, but there's a. I don't want. Again, I like doing this by hand. It's handcrafted art. I like doing my color, even the fills. For the most part, I like coloring. I sure am having some graphic card spikes. You see, I don't know if you got that, but the mouse was jittering there. Like the Photoshop kind of choked a little bit on the data here. That's a little disconcerting. I don't think it's a critical problem. What's going on? You're the best of. Alrighty then, my guy. You hold yourself to your own standards, my friend. You hold yourself to your own standards, my friend. There we go. Foot pedals. Yeah, we're just doing block color today, and if we get done with the block color, we should. We've got a little less than an hour. We should get the block coloring done, probably. I don't know, man. There's a lot of artifacts that I'm going to not eat crow on that and give myself an out here and say that I might not get them all done. So, but by tomorrow. Absolutely. We'll get the block done, and then we'll start actually working on the detail, the texturing and lighting, like form, shadow, and then texture. That's generally the order that we go in. Detail, like differentiating one color from another and stuff. Form, shadow, like how does the object occupy space, and where's our source of lighting, and so therefore, where does the shadows and the highlights fall on these objects? And I don't know if we're going to go with a common light source for all of them, or if we're just going to go with whichever angle feels right for whichever piece we're working on. I suspect the latter. That makes sense. Just like whichever one makes sense. Like if light from behind this one makes more sense than say from the left, whatever. We'll see. Generally, when you're looking at a page, unless you're specifically trying to lead the eye off the page, like to turn the page, or if it's like two pages facing each other, you can afford to have one illustration look off the page towards the next page. But for the most part, you want your arrows, your eye line, any movement, and angles pushing towards the middle of the page. Unless you have a specific reason to push them off of the page, you want to pull them back into the page so that they stay inside the space of the frame. So, like, if someone's pointing off towards the edge of the page, there's probably something that they're pointing towards that's closer to the edge of the page than themselves that they're referencing, that would likely then curve the character's eye back, the player's eye, the viewer's eye back into the page. It's with all these like specific individual pieces, but like here the army, right? The arrow, like the spears are pointing towards the next column. All the undead are marching towards the next column. I could theoretically have had this illustration, like say over on the right hand column, but if they were marching this direction, they'd be marching off the page. I would probably have flipped this so that they were marching towards the page. So I mean, it's not a big detail, but it's just a compositional design premise that you want to keep the like everything else. You want to keep them inside the environment that you create. You want to silo the viewer's attention inside of the piece that they're looking at. It's just a basic retention thing. Anyway. I'm far less metaphysical today. I got sleep. I felt like something was going to get worked on, but I passed out. So if they were working on something, it was beyond my ability to account for it. But I haven't felt weird today, so I think I just got normal sleep. So small steps. Small steps to heal. But I like falling into that metaphysical space. It's a lot of fun. And when I'm really deep into that space, I feel like I'm connected to something bigger than me. Like, it really is like touching God. It's really an amazing experience for me. So the thoughts I share on my channel are my own. I in no way espouse or feel that anyone needs to necessarily believe in the things that I believe, as a disclaimer. Having said that, I think the ideas that get shared are pretty cool. Oh God, that was my clavicle. That was awesome. Just when I thought I was done with stuff, something happens. Coffee time, man. It's Thursday, so we're gonna continue working on the Bastion campaign mechanics tonight. This Bastion campaign book, man, it is a mechanical challenge to build this stuff out. I was on a really good path with the command documents, but I hadn't gotten to this level of nitty gritty, and I would have gotten here. I would have gotten into something similar to this space, but I like where we're at. It's coming along really nicely. So we do artwork like this in the mornings, Monday through Friday, whatever our primary book is, and right now the primary book is this Eberron adventure. And then on Mondays and Thursday nights, like tonight, we do game design for 5e, specifically working on the Bastion campaign system. And then on Tuesdays and Fridays, hold on, I had the reference. We do game design, currently Artificer for 2024 mechanics to use with the Martial Power System. So let's go up here. This one is Duluth Gray. So we can go with, let's go with Dull Gray Lantern. Let's see what images we find for a Dull Gray Lantern. Yeah, something like that. Ooh. Yeah, something like that. That could probably work. Let's copy that. Okay, so here is line, and that's a bit big for transform. I'm gonna bring that down a few ticks. Let's check what the color reference on this is. Since I don't see color, I have to import photos or illustrations and then do a color check on them with the color picking tool. And yeah, sure as shit. Okay, looks pretty gray to me. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, this is gonna be a good piece. I'm happy with this. So we're gonna grab these and let's color, and then ref, and then bloop, and then bloop, bloop. There. So let's take. Looks like this is probably the base here. Yeah, let's start with that. hair is messing with my nose. There we go. What's up? Well, hi, Emyon. Jacques. I have no idea what that is, but cheers. I doubt it. I don't think I'll be doing that. I have no idea what that is, but cheers. I appreciate the interest. How you doing today, Young? We're making magic items and artifacts for Eberron. These are all artifacts associated with the different planes and moons of Eberron. If you're an Eberron enthusiast, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not an Eberron enthusiast, it's a world, and it's a Dungeons and Dragons world where characters can run around and have adventures and stuff. It's pretty unique. It's like Indiana Jones, sort of like 1930s vibe. A shrimp uses whiskers to clean. Huh. Interesting. Like, is Legoshi a specific gray wolf, or is Legoshi the word for gray wolf in another language than English? Because English isn't specific like that. English is amazing with double entendre. And because like the level of puns that you can have with English is pretty insane. So you always gotta be specific. It's a specific person. Could I try? No, I'm not gonna draw that. Thanks though. I'm doing art production for a book. This is work. So if you came here for a Grey Wolf illustration, my friend, I am going to disappoint you. I am a man on a mission. What's up, bro? Yeah, we're just doing flats right now, so we're just basically filling in the form of the line art that we've been doing, so that after we finish the flats, we'll sweep through and we'll start doing form shadow and highlights, and then we'll merge the two together and work on things like texture and decoration. So line art first, then block form, then build up the form of the object. If it's a three-dimensional object that you're depicting, then I build up the lighting and the form of it, so it has space, so it has mass, and then we like basically decal or colorize the mass. Then just like that, pretty easy. So we'll drop the reference. We'll drop that there. Next piece. Trash layer. Let's drop the trash down here. Do we have more trash? Doesn't look like it. More trash? No. More trash? No trash. Cool. Line art. So we're going to go line, and then we're going to go color. I know we had a sextant reference at some point. Fernia, orange red. So let's see if we can find an orange red sextant. That's not too specific a Google request, is it? Orange red sextant. Yeah, okay. Let's see what this guy's all about. Open image and a new tab. Again, I don't see any colors, so I don't know if this is going to be relevant or not, but copy image. Reference. Let's see if this is a good color or not. I like the look of it. Oh, look at that. It's got a reddishness going on to it. Hot daggity dig. Yeah, that's just gonna work. So perfect. Nice job, us. Maybe it's brass. Is that, do you guys think that's brass? I suspect that's brass. This feels dark. That's a highlight. Yeah, let's go with this. God, what a chunky device. And we'll figure out the flames later, but we're going to fill it all in with the same. I mean, fire is red, right? Fire burns, wind blows, earth. I don't know if you've ever seen The Fifth Element, but at one point they're describing what each, like, what's the verb of each element. Like, there's four. It's called The Fifth Element because obviously there's 5 elements. Spoiler alert. The 5th element is love. Shock. Actually, makes a lot of sense. But so when they're going through the 4 physical, there's air, earth, fire, and water, right? So they're trying to figure out like what verb is associated with each element of the 4 that they know of before they discover love. And so the character that's describing the verbs of the element, the things they got to do with the elements to make them work. It's like wind blows, fire burns, and then she passes out. So she doesn't have to tell you what's the verb of dirt. Because it doesn't. It's like, I mean, like, does like water drip? What does water do? They just sidestep it by having her pass out before she has to tell us what earth or water does. It's like, what a cheat. But it was elegant design. I respect the craft, but it was complete cop out. It's just the best. If you have not seen Fifth Element, it's one of Bruce Willis's better movies. It's definitely Mila Jovovich's, probably her best movie. I would say that Resident Evil is a good movie, but it's not good because of Mila Jovovich. It's just a good movie. But Fifth Element, I think it's the chemistry of Bruce Willis and Mila Jovovich that helped make Fifth Element as good a movie as it is. It was a good movie without them. With them, it's even better. And I think that's a really big compliment. It's a good compliment to basically any movie. But yeah, Fifth Element, man, that film was funny. Good, just a good sci-fi action movie. Highly recommend. I watch it often. When I turned channels or like flipped cable channels back in the day of the box, if I ever stumbled into Fifth Element, I would stop and watch it. Give it the respect. Kind of like Star Wars. God, it was so rare to catch Star Wars just like playing on a random cable channel. You know, like before the prequels began and the age of Disney. The original trilogy, like if you caught one of the original trilogy on cable or TV someplace, it's like you stop and watch because you don't know when you're going to see it again. It's like, oh yeah, this is absolutely worth it. Like just like randomly stumbled into Empire Strikes Back playing on HBO sometime like in 1992. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm here. I'm canceling my plans. Fucking Empire is on. We're done. Man, back in the days before on demand. There. Yep, we're just filling it in. And these flame effects, these will actually become flame at some point. But I still need to start with a solid base color to then build upon. Like we have to make sure the silhouette feels good, so we just do a block color. To make sure that sits pretty. And so far, I'm pretty happy with the results we got going here. There we go. Put those in. Let's take the parasol here. Trash. Line. Color. All right, this is stained glass, so this is going to be a little more complicated. I'm still going to start with a basic color layer, and then build it up from there. Let's see, Parasol of Eberron, which is a pale gray, super. This is also a pale gray. Let's go with. However, I do want to start considering. Let's go with pale. Stained glass. Let's see what we find. We're going to open this image in another tab. I just want to grab this for reference, just because I like the texture effect. I think that's going to be important. Reference. Actually, what color is that? I bet it's a blue. Nope, it's a green. Blue down here. Nope, greens. Greens everywhere. Okay, so we're gonna just have to use this for like a texture reference. So let's go back to the other page. How you doing? Man, there are some colors going on. Look at this. The RGB is just spiking like fucking crazy. So with this splay here, with the blue being all the way ramped up to full, with the green and the red being far dropped back, this should technically, I mean, I can't tell, of course, because I don't see color, but I'm guessing that's really saturated. Like that's a really bright, like a very sharp color. I have to imagine, because when there's this much separation in the RGB slider over there, that tells me that we're looking at a high saturation. And I've never looked at stained glass through RGB breakdown before, and I had no idea this stuff was so saturated. Well, I think this is going to be a good reference piece. So I just want to grab something fairly neutral. I think this is actually a really good piece because it's for the Eternal Day, right? Arian, the Eternal Day. So it's sunlight all the time. So stained glass as a sunlight, that just kind of naturally jives to me. So I think like a bluishness is probably the right place to be. Let's see what native color they have listed for it. Pale gray, yeah, that's inappropriate. So we're gonna, yeah, this feels good. We're gonna take these things here. We're gonna go here. This feels like a good base color to work with. Just a little bit of like an off blue, very pale. Which will go well for the inside of the glass. As we build it, yeah, I think this is going to be fine. This is going to be a fun piece to work on. I'm going to enjoy this one in particular. But yeah, very basic color. Well, thank you, Timely Timer. Where are we at? 7:30? I've got at least 20 more minutes. So probably not going to get them all done today, but we'll definitely get all the blocking done tomorrow, and probably start working on form, shadow, and highlights for each of them. And then, considering the size of the objects, we'll probably be able to we'll get the flats resolved on Monday, and then. From there, I can probably just proceed with each individual piece. So I reckon we'll probably knock out one per day. I'd like to say we'll get done one done per day. I don't know if that's exactly the clip that we're going to work at, but I'm down to I'm getting incredibly close to being done with the page layouts for the actual. Adventure pages. We still need to resolve the monster conversions for 5e24 in the first appendix, but otherwise we're doing really good. So maybe next week or so. We'll be completely done with the page layouts. Every single page in the book resolved, and then we'll be coloring off screen as well as coloring here on screen. So like in the future, like with this page as an example, in the future, if I were done with my layouts, I'd be able to do a lot of this block work, this block form filling off stage in the evenings. And then come back the next day and be able to continue working on the form of the next piece. So I'm anticipating something like that coming up here really, really soon. I'm going to call this Anvil of Fernia. There. But yeah, this is going to be a good piece, I can tell. More trash. Drop the trash down here into the dumpster. And go with line, and then we'll go with color, reference, and what is it Kithri? Yeah, Kithri, pale, pearly white. Okay, cool. So let's find a pearly white color. Pearl white. Statue. This is probably going to be a good piece to use. I suspect. drop this in. Yeah, so let's go with this as shoulder as just like a basic color. His flank back here feels better. Let's go with that. Brr. And then we'll be able to add all sorts of weird color in the cauldron bubbling out. Yeah, this base white, because I was talking about like having it hotter at the bottom and then cooling as it surfaces. I think this base color, this pearly whitedness, is a good base, is a good background for that. I think this is probably going to work out really nicely. Probably going to work out pretty good. I feel like something's sticking inside me. Get rid of that. I'm going to conceal the line art real quick just to make sure that we're covering. I don't have any weird gaps. There's a gap. This is such a pale color, I can't really tell offhand. Up. Like that. Yep, little stickler for details, but that's what this is all about right now, is details. Worth. This is worth. This is very worth. There we go. Okay, cool. Now. There we go. Good. We can conceal that reference for now and block that in. 6 out of 12. That ain't bad. So far, so good, right? Let's see. Lamania. Lamania, the Twilight is lavender. What the hell is lavender? Let's go with RGB of lavender. 230, 230, 250. So it's a little bit more blue than anything else. You know what? Honestly, sure, why not? Let's do that. 230, 230, 250. We can start there. 230, 230, 250, blip, there. So this is what lavender is going to be. This is going to be line, and then we're going to add in another layer here. We're going to call it color. I see text. Give me a second. I'll catch up with you. Yeah, that's just, that doesn't jive. Hey, what's up? Are you going to draw my art? No, I'm not going to draw your art. I flat out told you I'm not going to do that. I'm not interested in drawing your art. I appreciate your interest in me doing your art, but no, I'm not. If the only reason you're here is for wolf art, then thanks for swinging by. I'm going to grab an almond reference. Huh, almond. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, absolutely not going to do your wolf. 100% never. Is that a peeled almond? Interesting. This is the image that I want, that's for sure. Oh, almond leaves. That's perfect. This is a perfect illustration for me to pick up for this. This is great. Your illustration. That's funny. That's really funny. Let's see. Yeah, this is a good base. Ooh, neat. I like that. Start here and just fill in all this gritty bit. We'll find a different color for the soil eventually, but for now this is good. That super. Sounds like you're a big fan of whoever this Legoshi guy is. So, cheers. I was really obsessed with the On Flux cartoon for a while. So I mean, I can't blame you. I was also a huge Robotech fan. Oh my God, Robotech was so fucking cool. The first role-playing game that I acquired, I got for my birthday, was Dungeons and Dragons. But the first role-playing book that I purchased was the Robotech RPG from Palladium. And then I bought a lot of D&D books over time. This is in the 90s. Like 87 to 90, well, until they switched to, I think I stopped buying second edition books probably after Planescape at some point. Like I stopped buying box sets in Planescape at some point. I was like, I have enough stuff. I don't need more books. So I put a stop to that. That changed in 3rd edition. I started buying fuckloads of books, but I also had a job at that point with disposable income. So yeah, I poured all that crap right into RPGs. But I used to mow lawns when I was in my young teens, specifically so I could finance my burgeoning RPG hobby. Nice. Yeah, that's gonna work. We already have an anvil, but is it the right color anvil? I honestly just do not know. Let's find out. What is this is Rizia. What color is Rizia supposed to be? Gray. Is this also a gray object? It's got a mild reddishness to it. Actually, what I want is this served its purpose there. That's for sure. Let's go to. Let's put this down as line. And then let's grab here and go color. Push that up. Color. Let's find ice block. Ice blocks are what I want. That's going to give us the reference that we need. So let's go with ice sculptures. Ice. That's probably the right way to do, right? Ice sculpture. Wow, that's awesome. I want one. Yeah, I want one with a high amount of dichotomy. Actually, this one might be a good reference because it's got the light source going. That's kind of what I want to do because it's an anvil, right? We're shaping things with ice through it, oddly enough. Open image in a new tab. This might be a good reference. Let's see. REF. 7:50. I only have a few minutes left today. But yeah, there's some good dark pockets here. Oh, there's a good dark pocket. Yeah, that's I think this here is probably a good base layer. I'm gonna want to pick up. Hold on. It's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah, this will probably work out. Let's take the reference and scooch it there. No, that's a good spot for it. No, I think I need a darker. I think a darker base will do. Nah, it's too dark. How about that? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Man, I love painting. I love art. It's so much fun to create. I spend a lot of times on creatures and environments, and just making objects it's a different gear, you know? Like you move into these different modes of production, and And objects like this are just a lot of fun to just pour yourself into. Nice. One, two, three, four. There's 4 left, but I only have I have less than a minute to go for my stream, so I'm just going to go ahead and stop here. We'll pick up with the banner of Shavareth, and okay, yeah. So we have, and then the. Yeah. So tomorrow we're gonna come back in the morning and we'll block in the rest of these, and then we'll start doing form and highlights and stuff like on each of these. We'll just go through we'll just continue through the process. There's my timeout timer. This is coming along really nicely. Man, this is gonna be super cool. Yeah, so we'll be back tomorrow morning to continue art. We're gonna be back tonight around 5. I think around 5:30. We'll probably go from 5:30 till 8 or so. Tonight it's almost 8 o'clock now, so 5:30 will be in about 10.5 hours. No, 9.5 hours. We'll jump back on for a few hours. We'll continue working on the orders and benefits of the facilities that we've been outlining here for a month. It takes time. Building good game design takes time. You gotta allow yourself that bandwidth. And then tomorrow, so tonight we'll do bashing campaign game design. Tomorrow morning we'll continue with the artwork here. Tomorrow at lunch we'll finalize the list of artificer subclass redesigns for the martial power system with the alchemist. We'll finish that. We have martial power playtesting on Saturday. Everyone is upgrading their characters to 5th level. If everyone has done their homework and built their characters up to 5th level, then hopefully we'll be able to run a game. But if we need to have a build session so that we're just creating the 5th level characters together because people need some assistance, I will not begrudge them that. I am happy to invest that time. This martial power system is really turning out to be pretty fucking fun. So I was hoping it would be, but we've been putting in the time and energy to make sure that it works with 5e, that it's interesting and different, that it feels good, and it's just legitimately fun to play. I think we're hitting all of those goals, so I'm really looking forward to it. All right, that's it for now, guys. I'm out of here. Thanks a lot. I appreciate y'all, all of you. Thank you, and I'll see you on the other side. Cheers.